All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Empyrion Galactic Survival. I'm an old guy gaming, and today we are going to get started with our second attempt to build the Cylon Raider. The reason I'm doing a second attempt is because I decided to scrap the first attempt and rebuild the Raider in a new location over by our old base, which is the little home thing that you see on the screen there, the marker for it. So we have more room, because basically we didn't have enough room on the top of our water-based platform to build that. So we're going to do that today, but before we get started in earnest on that project, I'm going to work a little bit here on the farm and expand this out. So let's take a look and see what we have for crop plots. I'm making a whole bunch of nutrient solution there. And I have a couple extra crop plots, but we're going to make some more because I have quite a bit of fiber that we went and got last night. In fact, tons and tons of fiber. It's kind of funny, I was thinking about that. It used to be really hard to get fiber in the game, or hard to get it in quantity, I should say. And now they've changed it to where it's like crazy ridiculous in terms of how much you can get. Because basically what you'd have to do is just go cut down a couple trees, and then you can use the logs in the constructor to make fiber, and it makes quite a bit of fiber too. So, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing, because fiber, like I said, used to be a pain in the butt to get. So we're going to have to move a couple lights around, because I'm going to do another row out here, and then we're going to push this wall back and do at least another 3 back, and maybe even more. I'm not sure yet how that's going to go. So, let's see. We need to get going on the crop plots. We've got plenty of fiber in here. We still got plenty of nutrient solution. Let me see how many I think I'm going to need here. We're going to need another 3 and then 6. So we need 9 to finish this row out. And then we're going to need... How many do we have in total? There's 12 per run. So I'm going to need 24 and then another 36 after that, I'm thinking. Right? Yeah, 24 and 36. So we need 60. I think I did that math right. Except for that we have 3 out there already, so I think we need 57. We have 58 nutrients, that's good. So let's get 57 of those suckers going. We're going to do the concrete ones. I have plenty of cement right here. So we'll just do 60. We'll just do 60. All right. And so let's blow these walls out. Extend these walls out. Oh, the other thing too is I'm going to need... let's see. We're going to need more lights too. And we need 4 of those per row. And we'll have to bring these lights up. Before we do that... Well, no, let's not do that yet. Well, the lights are easy to make. They make quickly. They can be made quickly, so let's just wait on those. So we're going to take these walls out here. I should probably... What's my temperature? It's 91 degrees. Holy crap, how's it so hot? Must be hot outside. You know, you'd think that wouldn't affect us down here under the water, but it does. That's pretty warm. Okay, well, let's harvest what we have so far, just in case. Because with me taking this wall out, it could possibly, you know, change the temperature in here and cause us some problems, so I don't want to lose this round of crops here. That way, we can keep that food going. So I've been a little bit behind on food production for where I'm at in the game because of some problems I was having with my crops earlier that I finally resolved with the help of one of my YouTube viewers who told me that it was the cold that was killing them. Still doesn't make sense that that's what it was, but I think that's really what it was. So that should harvest everything. I'll put the food over here. And, yeah, let's just leave that there for now, because I'm probably going to actually turn some of that into seed. And we'll start taking out this wall, and then we'll have to get we'll have to dig some more of the sand out too. Make sure we're on mining. Now I do want to kind of be careful here that I don't go too high, because I'm not that far underneath the bottom of the lake surface. The bottom surface of the lake. Floor of the lake, however you want to say that. So what we're doing here is we're going to go back. Let's get this out here. So that's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Right there. That would be our second plot. And I think I'm going to go back enough to do a third one, even though I might not build that today. We'll see. Because I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. We need to get going on our raider. So that gives us 2, so we need to go back 1 more, I think. And then we can do, just extend this out further later, if I decide I want to do that. Okay, make sure we're not going too far back. Whoop. Oh. It'd help if I put my jump jet on, huh? There we go. Okay, let's check this again. So this is the first one. This is 1, 2, 3 right here. That would be the second one. And then 1, 2, 3. So we need to go back 1 more for the wall. To put the wall in. And then that should do it for how far back we need to go. Okay, let's get the drone out for this one. And that will be our wall. Now, we just dig all this stuff out. Clear out the rest of the space. And by the time this is all said and done, we should have a really nice farm going here. Don't really need to worry about leveling anything out, because it's all going to be covered by the blocks. We just need to have enough material removed so it doesn't stick through the blocks is all. So I hope everybody's having a good Saturday so far. Mine's going pretty well. Went to Starbucks this morning and got myself a latte. I don't do that very often anymore. For one thing, it's expensive, but also, you know, I've got a Keurig, and I just buy the Starbucks pods, right? So I don't go to Starbucks often, but I do once in a while. And I figured, what the hell? Let's do a latte today. Mostly I just drink the black coffee. I'm a black coffee kind of person. But every once in a while, a latte's good. I don't get any flavor in it though, just the milk. There's a huge gap in here. 62 degrees in this gap. Interesting. Okay. So that should allow us to get our floor in. We're going to need to grab some more blocks too. Let's do that and we'll see how our crop plots are doing. Grab a stack of concrete blocks. And we'll grab as many of those as we have going so far. And I have 4 grow lights there. We'll need a few more of those too, but I'll worry about that later. So let's pop out these. And we'll put the crop plots in that place, those places. Like so. Alright, there we go. And let's pop these lights in. So we just have to move them up a block. And then these lights, we move back to the next area. So they're going to need to go here. So that's the center of this one. This will be the center of the next row, right here. I guess I can't do that until I get some more of that stuff out of the way. So now we should be able to pop it up there. So that one goes there, and this one should go right there. Okay, did I do that right? I believe I did, okay. And then this one will go right up here after we move more material out of the way. I just want to get these ones that I have back in place for these plants on this last row here. That's why I'm doing this right now. So that should go right up there. Did I do that right? Yep, I did. Okay, and then this one will just go right there. Perfect. Okay. Now, let's continue our excavation here. Push all this material back. Last night we went up into space for a bit and did a little mining up there. And I did some mining on an iron asteroid, and the yield was pathetic, absolutely pathetic. So I decided, well, it's not worth it, because I mean, in the same amount of time that it would take me to mine an asteroid by hand up in space, an iron asteroid in particular, but probably, I'm sure it applies to all of them, I could get 10 times as much by mining the deposits down here on the planet, using the hovercraft and the lasers. So completely not worth doing it that way if you know, have other means of getting that ore. Anyway, so we'll take out the lower area first and get the floor in, so that way I'm not fighting uneven terrain. And then after that, we'll get the rest of it. And get this farm expanded. And get some really good crop production going. And then I also have to finish my food quest too. Been a little delayed on getting that done because I had problems with my crop plots earlier, so. And then once this is finished, we'll get started on our Cylon Raider build. I'm excited for that. That's going to be a cool ship when it's all said and done. I don't know how effective it's going to be, you know, in terms of functionality. I'm doing it almost more just for the novelty of it, but we'll see. Just because it's you know, if you've seen the new Cylon Raider in Battlestar Galactica, not the old one in the original, but the new one, it's kind of an ungainly ship. For one thing, the wings on it are twice as long as the fuselage. And so it's going to take quite a bit of, you know, I'm going to really have to work on the thrusters to make it, you know, reasonably handle well. Just because, you know, once you get those wings on there, I mean, that's just a lot of bulk. And I kind of messed around with it a partial build of one in creative mode. And that's one of the things I noticed when I was trying to fly it around, is that I didn't have anywhere close to enough thrusters on it to make it, you know, effective. And then also, you know, we're going to need to make sure we have plenty of power plants, plenty of genies on it too, to support all that. Because one isn't going to cut it for sure. And that's probably as far back as we need to go on the back wall. So let's put this in. We'll get the wall in first. And then we'll just trim out any of the ground that we need to. Ground, sand, lake bed, whatever you want to call it. And I want to get the flooring first, so that way I'm not, you know, stumbling around on uneven ground here. I want to say I'm probably going to need to... Well, maybe not. Okay. That'll probably work all right. And then we'll pop this piece in and this piece. Now we know what we have to work with. Cool. All right, so let's cut out now the upper part. Trim that out. I'm just curious too. I wonder what direction is this? This is west. West of the base. Let's just pop outside really quick and take a look at that. And see if the ground starts to raise up that way. Yeah, it looks like it is starting to go up a touch. I'm probably right about in here, I'm thinking. Where I'm digging down below. So the ground does start to raise here. So I'm probably okay. When I was digging the basement originally, I was having problems with... you know, potentially popping through the... A couple times I did actually pop through the bottom of the lake there. You know, which was not what I wanted to do, so I had to kind of be careful with that. But I think the further back we go this way, the better we are. Okay, I gotta stop sprinting here. Hard on the old heart there. I'm in the process too, guys, by the way, just so you know, of switching my bots over and my alert system and all that. So I got some of it running on one platform and some of it running on another. So hopefully it won't be, you know, too weird. But in case you see like a double alert on something or whatever, that's what's going on. Just didn't have enough time this morning to finish it up before I had to start the stream. So. But we'll get it done. That's probably high enough there, I'm thinking. We'll take this out a little bit more. Just don't want to go too high again, because the surface is not that far up from here. We'll shave all of this out. Just enough for the blocks to cover it. So it looks good. For our new farm here. If you're interested, my stream schedule is on my channel page, my profile page, and so I'll pretty much be streaming all day today. this afternoon I'm going to join my friends in the UK for some 7 Days to Die on War of the Walkers mod. Play that for a few hours, and then this evening I'll join up with some buddies and we'll do some Ghost Recon Wildlands. So that's my agenda for today. Alright, let's try that and see. I think I'll do the walls first. So let's get the wall pieces in. Cut that out a little bit more. So we can put a piece here. Probably don't need to do that, but we'll just do it anyway. And then we'll take this all the way down here. And then we'll just have to shave a little bit of this away. I really like, one of the things I really like about building in Empyrion is that you can hold the mouse button down and then, you know, put down like a whole row of blocks or a whole plane of blocks if you hold control, instead of having to place them individually one at a time. So that's very useful to be able to do that. You know what, too? I think let's pop in Mr. Drone here, and let's do one more row up this way too. Oh, darn it! Can I get that in there? Yeah, there we go. I don't think it matters so much, and you know, this isn't a PvP game anyway, so from that standpoint, it really doesn't matter. But I just want to have maximum insulation down here is all. Just because, again, I think it was the temperature issues that were killing my original crops there. And then we'll fill this one in like so, and this one like so. Excellent. Okay, now we should be able to get the ceiling in. And we'll extend that out to there. And then we'll do this corner too. And there you have it. So we just want to make sure there's no little pieces of earth sticking out, because we can trim those with this, you know, with the mining gun here without affecting the blocks. Doesn't look like it. I think we nailed it. Not seeing anything, so I think we're good. All right. We need 4 more grow lights. And we're going to need more crop plots too, of course. The other thing I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of texture work on the walkway just to make it look a little nice. Probably maybe use a wood texture. So what are we doing? We are looking for... Whoops, not that. Oh, I guess I have all the rest of my crop plots. So I think we're gonna need. Well, here, let's get the grow lights going. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let those cook up. We'll put in the ones we have, and then we'll figure out which ones we need, how many more of those we need. You know, do I want a walkway down through here too? I don't need it, but it might look nice. Well, I wouldn't do it that way though. If I did a walkway, I don't think so. Let's go for function over form. I mean, it's not going to look bad the way it is either. Okay, come on, go sideways. There you go. Oh yeah, we are definitely gonna need a lot more crop plots. So let's figure this out. So this is the second section, and this will be the third section. So we'll need 13 more to finish out this side. I'm going to write that down so my old brain doesn't forget it. So 13 more on that side. And then on this side, we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 6. Right? Yeah, it's 30. So we need 30 more for that side. Wonder if I have enough stuff to do that. Oh, I should. I've got nutrient solutions in there. 32, and I think we only need 1 per plot. So it's plant fibers. Let's throw some more cement in there too. What are we at? Oh, we're out of stone to make this. Okay, so this is halting production. Let's get all this out of the queue. And now we should make as much cement as we can. This is my concrete constructor. Concrete's the main blocks I build with in PvE, so I have one kind of dedicated to it. How come that's not kicking in? Is that off for some reason? They're all on. I don't know. Something's glitchy. We have plenty of fuel. Let's top that off, though. Might as well top off the oxy, too, while we're at it. Okay, so why isn't... Oh, I know why. Well, no. I was going to say, is there not enough room for it? Oh, yeah, that's what it was, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. That was weird. Stick all this stuff up here. For some reason, it looks like the game thought... Hey, Big Feet E, how you doing, man? Thanks for joining me on the stream today. Output queue is filled to the top. Okay, yeah, that's what I kind of just figured that out, yeah. I won't be needing stone dust for the next 200 centuries. Jeez Louise. So let's pop those out, throw them in here. And let's see. 30, so I need a total of 43 more crop plots. We're going to need some more fiber. And I stored fiber in here. We'll grab a couple of those. How's your Saturday going, Big Feet E? Hope everything's well for you. And we need more nutrient solution too. And I happen to have made a bunch of that stuff up. Get that going. And 43, right? That's what I said, 43. Concrete growing blocks. There's 41, 42, 43. Excellent. Big Feety, do you play this game much? I've been playing it since, just a little bit after it first came out. And put about 200 hours into it. And then stopped playing it for about a year and a half. Mostly because of that's around the time that Ark Survival Evolved came out, and then I just played the hell out of that game for a long time. So I just fairly recently came back to Empyrion when Alpha 7 came out, and just loving it to death. I had to learn all the new stuff, you know, in the updates that I missed. So there was a lot of new content to the game that I wasn't used to, and there's still a few things that I'm trying to get used to as well. You're cooking dinner? So you must be on the other side of the planet then, huh? Oh, 2,500 hours. Very nice. Yeah. That's a good amount of time. That's about how many hours I have into Ark Survival. And probably 7 Days to Die, too. We got a big old thunderstorm happening outside. Okay, so our lights are in place. Yeah, we're going to have a nice big old crop here. Crops going when all this is set up. Let's grab some more crop plots. We've got 13, and I'm also going to grab the texture gun. Something just occurred to me, though. I wonder if it's going to let me do what texture. It's probably not going to let me do the texture. Oh, you know what? Though we could do a brick, like a paved brick. That might look nice. What else do we have? There's this tile. That looks kind of cool. There's this tile. But this one here actually caught my eye. One of these two here. Let's try this one. I like that. That looks pretty good. This will be... We'll have this down the aisle this way too. And, you know, I might at some point widen this even a little more and put some walkways in. I'm not going to do that right now, though, because I want to spend most of my time on the stream working on the ship. But I might do that later, because that looks really good, actually. I like that. Well, I'm actually going to build it in this stream. I'm going to start building in this stream, the Cylon Raider. Yep. There's like 2 or 3, I think there's 3 different variations of the new Cylon Raider on the workshop right now. And I've looked at all of them, and one of them is actually pretty neat, the way the guy built it. But the one that I'm going to build is going to dwarf all of them. I'm going to build a very, very large, small vessel Cylon Raider. And we'll get started on that just as soon as I get these crops going here. I have messed around with a build of it, a variation of it in creative mode. I started building it just, you know, randomly, without planning it out, and it got to be a little too complicated, so I had to go into creative mode and kind of figure a few things out. And now I think I have a little bit better grasp on what I need to do to get it, you know, to get it to work. So that's the plan with that. I'm thinking maybe we should put some texture on the walls in here too, hey? Let's do that. So, what do we want to make the walls look like? What would look cool? What's this look like? Oh no, that doesn't look cool. That looks like concrete. That's kind of neat looking. Oh, do you? Cool. You know what? Let me, why don't you link that, Big Feet? And let me know if the bot doesn't let you do it. I don't know if you were on earlier, but I'm in the process of kind of changing my bots around. And if it doesn't let you do it, then I'll have you whisper it to me and then I'll post it, because I'd like to see that. That's kind of interesting. Oh, it's the wrong direction. What the hell? How did that happen? Alright. Let's see. Is this... I'm supposed to be able to change and rotate. Used for changing transparency some windows and rotation of blocks and small devices. Insert, delete, home, end. There we go. That's really weird that those got put in bass backwards like that. I must have rotated him not realizing or something. So we'll have to put the texture on first before we can rotate them, because I have no idea what direction they are otherwise. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I completely forgot about that. Thanks for telling me that. Saved me a little bit of work. That's right. Okay. Great Eyes. How you doing today, man? Thanks for joining the stream. And thanks for telling me, reminding me that I could do this too. I'm still trying to get my head back in this game because I haven't played it for a while. And there's still a couple of things that I either know but forgot, like this, or don't know at all because it's a new item in the game. Okay, so that doesn't look terrible. I'll probably stick with that for now, and you know, always with the option to change it later. Yeah, we could do the ceiling too, but let's see how we're doing on the plots. Ah, don't worry about the caps. No, no worries, man. I do that sometimes too. How about you, Great Eyes? How long have you been playing the game? Get these guys out of the way. Get the new plots in. Okay. Nice. Yeah, let's take a look at those. Everybody take a look at those, the Cylons that he posted there. I'll take a look at it in a second here. Let me get these plots in. I've probably seen some of those already. Look at that. I actually counted correctly for a change. Miracles still happen. You know what? My artistic side is saying let's do the ceiling too. What do we want to do for the ceiling? How about that? That works for me. Let's try a medium area. I don't want to paint stuff that I'm not trying to paint. Yeah, see, like that. Okay, well, we'll do the big spots. And then I'll trim it up. Alright, that's good enough. We'll just hit the rest of these individually. Oh, did it remove the link? Okay, hold on a sec. Let me finish this and then I'll put it back. I'm probably going to turn that off for now too. I did have a troll on one of my 7 Days to Die streams not too long ago. So, you know, it happens, of course. So I'm just trying to be a little judicious about that, but we can probably disable that for this stream anyway. I was back on this one, right? There we go. That looks kind of cool. That looks kind of cool. Beautiful. Okay, let me tab out for a second here, and see if we can get that link to show up. You like that? Great Eyes. All right, cool. Yeah, I think it looks neat too. I mean, there's a million ways you could do it, right? So let's see. I need to go here and just got to find the right place to grab this. Well, you know what? Instead of hemming and hawing and figuring this out while you guys are just sitting there, let me just link it myself because it should let me do it. There you go. So I'm just taking a quick look at some of these. So a lot of these are the are these, is this collection just any Cylon ship? It looks like it probably is, right? Abandon all hope. Let's look at that one real quick. Yeah, that's kind of a cute little bugger. Yeah, neat. I like that. And you have a couple of additions. Neat. Oh, so you... Oh, okay, so you actually built all of these. Oh, well, not all of them, but a lot of them. Nice. Yeah, that's quite the collection. So, what... You said look at, Abandon All Hope and Dark Cylon. You said look at Dark Cylon. Okay, so that's like the original Raider. Neat. Ah, that looks cool, dude. I like that. Very good job. In fact, I'm gonna actually subscribe to that one. Let me look it up on the normal Steam Workshop because I'm in the browser version at the moment. You know what? Actually, I'll do that later. I'll subscribe to that later, so we can get going on the stream. But that you do good work. I like that. That looks really nice. I'm gonna write a note to myself to remember to do that. So sub to Dark Cylon. Let me look at the materials list on this real quick. Oh wow, that's like really easy to make. Not bad at all. Cool. Yeah, good job, man. Good job. I'll send a sub on that and get it into my workshop after the stream later on today. Oh, you did build all of those, so you must have different Steam names then or something. Well, I'll tell you what we could do. If you guys want me to. Okay, you tell me. I could pop into creative mode and show you what I've done so far. It's incomplete, but it would give you an idea if you want me to, or we could just not do it and make it a surprise and not spoil it. You guys tell me what you want to see. Cookie Cookin', my friend, how are you today? Thank you for joining the stream. I hope your Saturday's going awesome. You guys, check out Big Feet's workshop stuff. I put the link in the chat there. He does some really nice work. He's made a bunch of Cylon ships, which is what I'm going to attempt to do today, too. Okay, let's get this farm thing finished so we can actually get moving on that project. I want tomatoes. I want, like, a whole mess of tomatoes. So I'm going to take everything I have for tomatoes and turn them into seeds. We need nutrient solution for that. We should have plenty of that left over in here. Excuse me. Maybe we'll keep some of that in there. So let's make as many tomatoes as it'll let me. And while that's happening, what else do we want to make into seed? Well, actually, before we do that, let's just see what we have for seed. We got a bunch of pumpkins. I made those the other day. I want to make more aloe because I'm really low on medipacks. I need to make coffee for the quest. In fact, let's look at the quest. What do we got to do for the quest? This is dinner for 2. So we need to make pizza, ratatouille, fruit pie, pumpkin cookie, and coffee. Pizza's going to require flour, so we're going to need some wheat going, and tomatoes. Ratatouille requires durian and pumpkins and tomatoes and bread, so we need wheat for that too. Coffee just requires kava beans. Do I have kava beans? Oh yeah, I just put it in there. I'm such a noob. And what else? Pumpkin cookie and fruit pie. So a pumpkin cookie is flour and pumpkins, and a fruit pie is flour and pears. So basically, we need everything. Corn we need for plastic. Kuberry space oranges. We'll grab all the wheat we have. All the rest of the durians. And, I think we'll be able to get 3... No. Yeah, we should be able to get 3 more tomatoes. Seeds from the tomatoes that we have in here. Oh, that does 2 per. Ah, okay. And let's go plant here. So I have most of the tomatoes started over here. So let's just make this whole entire area tomatoes. This first row. Because tomatoes are probably the most used produce out of everything that you can make. I think. I don't know that for a fact, but I think it is. And even if it isn't, I still want a lot of tomatoes because I want to make the canned meat. That's the good food for taking out into space. Stocking up on your spaceship. Okay, so we have 4 more. 6 more. And that does it for the tomato seeds. Let's put this back in the fridge. And I think I'm going to want some more wheat because a lot of that stuff required wheat. So let's turn a stack of wheat into wheat seeds as well. Seriously, Stress Gamer, how are you doing, my dear? Good evening to you. Siri is lives in the UK, so for her it's evening now, and I'm going to be teaming up with her and a couple other friends this afternoon for some 7 Days to Die. So welcome, Siri, to the channel. Good to see you. Hope your day's going well. Siri and I have been friends for several months now, and she's just a great streamer and a great person, and I love her to death. Okay, let's throw this extra tomato here for now. I'm not going to be really too terribly selective, guys. Well, hold on. Maybe I'll take that back. Let's put the pumpkins here, too, since we've already got them started. So that way they're kind of grouped together. And we'll throw some up here, too. We got 4 left. Let's take out the honeys and we'll replant those. So Great Eye says no spoiler on the Cylon. And I kind of tend to agree with that. Okay, so we won't spoil it. We won't spoil it. Yeah. Thank you, Siri. I'm doing well today. Thank you. I'm excited about a fun day of streaming. So, I was telling everybody in chat I've been switching over my bots, and because I told you that in Discord. By the way, you guys, if you want, you're welcome to come and join me on Discord. Siri's in my Discord channel, and we talk pretty much every day. And the link is popping into chat every now and then, or you can also find it in my profile area of Twitch. So you guys are all welcome to come join us on Discord. You can chat with us during the day if you want to. But anyway, what I was telling everybody is that I'm in the process here of, changing my bots over. And so I got some stuff running on my old bot, which was Stream Elements, and some on the new, which is Stream Labs. So we might see a couple of double alerts, pop up here and there until I get that resolved. But I just didn't have time to get it all in place before the stream had to start. So, okay, so we're going to plant the rest of these durians. Again, I'm probably going to redo this whole thing and make it really nice and organized, but I'll probably do that off camera. Or maybe in a YouTube video, we'll see. The other thing we needed quite a bit of was wheat. And we did need some more parathines too. And some space coffee. Let's plant a couple of those back here. Maybe we'll do, I don't know, 6. Because we don't need a lot of those. Okay, let's pop in some more wheat here. The rest of the stuff, again, like I said, I'm just going to kind of plant randomly for now. I'll fix it later. We'll put a little bit of corn in. I know you use that for plastic, presumably from the starch that you get from the corn. And we'll do some aloes. We've got a couple spots here for aloe. And I think that's it. Oh, we got a front row here. Let's pop some more aloes in the front row. You used to not be able to grow aloe when I played this game about 1.5 years ago, so that's kind of cool that you can. And we'll put 1 alien honey there, because I don't think we need a lot of that either. Alright, cool. So we'll put all these seeds back here. Get our tools back. And now I want to get all the stuff that we're going to need. I'm going to take 1 stack of that. And I don't think we need anything else from here. That's in the wrong place. That's supposed to be for my base block container. So we want all the hardened steel blocks that I've made. And we should get some more going too. Because we will use all of these and then some. Trust me on that. So let's pull a... How many iron ingots do we have? Let's pull a half stack of those out. Just to save them for other stuff. And then what we're going to do is we're going to find hardened steel blocks. Okay, why isn't that... We're missing something that we need for hardened steel plate. I'm thinking. Okay, what's going on here? How come this isn't letting me make this? I've got iron in here. Saphium. Oh, that's right. That's right. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, I forgot about that. Well, I guess then we'll see how far we can get with a little over 2,000 blocks, which should be pretty far. And the other thing we could do too, I mean, there's a bunch of derelict bases that I've sacked, taking out the cores, and if nothing else, I can go salvage stuff from there. That's where that's where most of these came from, actually. Okay. We need to get our components. Oh, Siri, thanks for posting the Discord link. Appreciate it. Oh, it deleted it? Dadgummit. Okay, I have to fix that. I'm not going to fix it now, but I will fix it. So I'll just open up links to you guys for now until I get another troll in here, and then we'll deal with that when the time comes. Yeah, right, Cookie. I haven't actually messed with the Titans because I don't know where the damn cores are on them. Got to figure that out. Okay, so we have our blocks, and I'm thinking about maybe going with the larger thrusters, but I'm not going to do that now. So let me get all this stuff here. Passenger seats. Jennies. I'm going to need more than one Jenny when this is all said and done, too. O2 tank. I don't need hover engines. Short range warp tank. Cargo blocks. Landing gears. Okay, I think that's all we need for now. I might take those with me, too, just for temporary thrusters if we need to move it around a bit. And those are normal steel blocks, so we don't need those. All right. Let's go see what we can do here. Health is good. Let's grab a couple bites of food. And let's do this, guys. And we'll jump in the yellow jacket here. I built this last week on stream. Just a basic small vessel, but it gets the job done. And then over here at my original base, the first base that I built when I started the series here, I've made a large pad. Because I started the build on the on the platform out there on the lake, but I quickly realized there's no way this is going to be even close to big enough to make this work. So my thought is that we'll probably start... Whoops. I did that on purpose. It's just a stunt maneuver. Probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it here. Now, that's not a good idea. I'm going to have to start it here and point it this direction. Just because... Yeah, I think I'll start it this way. I was just thinking, because of the wings are going to be pretty big, but they should fit within the width of this pad. I don't think it's going to be that big. We'll see, though. Okay, so let's pop this guy down here for now. Oh, you know what I forgot? The most important part. The frickin' core. Oh, man. Siri, I'm old. I forget stuff. You know that, don't you? Yeah, drone base is down. Yeah, I took it out. It was actually quite a fight for me to do it, too. For one reason, because it was a new design that I wasn't used to, so I didn't even know where the core was or anything on it. If you're interested, check out my YouTube channel. I have the videos all on all that whole fight that I went through to do it. Died a few times. Part of the problem too was I underestimated the base because pretty much all the other bases on Akua are almost a joke to take out. They're just really easy to do. So I figured, well, the drone base isn't going to be that hard either. But it was actually more difficult than I had anticipated, which was actually cool. I always loved that challenge. Let's repair this while we're at it. So we need to make a small vessel core block. Oh, we need to turn it on to make it. I was going, what am I doing wrong now? You're going to be 30 in 9 days, Siri? Yeah, I know. I know where you're at. I was there 20 years ago myself. But age is relative anyway. I always complain about being an old guy because it's part of my persona, for the channel, but it depends upon your audience as to whether or not they actually sympathize with you or not. I learned that it doesn't really do a whole lot of good to complain that you're 50 years old to people who are 60 years old, because a lot of the people I work with, are older than me. So anyway, it's all fun. Okay, so we actually got the core now. There's that little bug where the door appears to be open, but I don't think it is. So we'll pop up and head back and keep building here. And there is the front part of the Titan that we could take apart there if we need to. We're going to have to do a special celebration for your birthday, Siri. Big Feet E is nearly 48. Yeah. The thing is, you know, I don't feel like I'm 50 years old. And not in my... Well, I do physically sometimes. But not in my mind, you know? I mean, hell, I'm playing video games. Not that that means much these days either. There's a lot of people older than me that do games and stream. It used to be considered, you know, something kids did, but not anymore. Alrighty. So, let me think about this. We want to be pretty close to right in the center of this platform. And yeah, we could move stuff later, or move the ship later around, and we probably will need to do that, but I want to get started as close as possible to the center. And actually, if anything, we want to be a little bit further this way, so we don't hit the base. I've got my turret up there set to kill predators, so if we do get attacked by something, the turret should take them out. Okay, so let's start here. I'm just going to put that block down temporarily. And I'm going to have to refer to a couple of photographs, guys, that I made, so bear with me here. I can't keep it all in my head. I'm just not that smart. Okay. And there is going to be one, not that this matters to you guys because you haven't seen the prototype, but I'm going to make one change too, I think. Okay. So let's grab the starter block. And I want it to be, you know, fairly straight. Doesn't have to be perfect, but close. And there we go. Okay, starter's down. All right, now let's get rid of all of this stuff. And we'll put some hardened steel blocks around it. I'm probably going to need more of those for the moment. Okay. Didn't I grab a Ginny? Where the hell's my Ginny? Oh, you know what? I think when I was taking the original apart, the one that I had started to build on stream, I accidentally destroyed the core before I'd gotten all the components off. Which, of course, made it so that I couldn't retrieve the rest of the parts. I just got the components back for them. So this is all just temporary that I'm doing here. So I can just move this up because I want to get it up off the floor there. And we just want to make sure that we have a thruster in each direction Otherwise, the thing will go start flying off on its own. And then we'll have to run back to the base and get a generator. And probably looks like I need a fuel tank too. We'll just put a couple of those on as well. And we're going to need a cockpit. Okay, so let me write this down. Cockpit, Jenny, and fuel tank. That should be all I need just to move it. Am I missing anything important, guys? Yes, got to do something. Your Twitter vote a couple weeks ago result was play 7 days with friends, so it looks like that's what the peeps want us to do. Okay, let's do it. You don't have to twist my arm to play 7 Days to Die. I love that game too, just like this one. I have a Let's Play series of that on my YouTube channel, and I also stream 7 Days too, for those of you who are new and don't know that. And I like to play 7 Days on the hardest settings myself. I've tried to get Siri to play him with me, but she doesn't like it on the hardest settings. But I just like the challenge of it. So when I play 7 Days, I play it on insane difficulty, and I have the zombies always run setting. So even if it's daytime, they still run. And the reason I do that is just because, you know, that way the game is still exciting. Even, you know, when you're in the end game and you're, you know, all geared up and you got the best weapons, you still have to watch your back. It's just not a walk in the park, and it keeps things exciting. So we need, let's put the filter on, a cockpit. Let me double check and make sure I don't have an extra one of those. I thought maybe I did, but I'm probably just getting confused. Yeah, that's a big fuel tank. As is that, because this is supposed to hold all my base blocks and my, you know, bigger stuff, but sometimes I get it mixed up. So it doesn't look like I have a cockpit. So let's go ahead and make the cockpit. And we need to make a generator, and we need to make a fuel tank. Hopefully I have everything I need to make all that stuff. I think I do. Yeah, it was a bummer. I was taking the other one apart, and I wasn't really thinking. I was just doing it, you know, trying to get it done. And I took the core down before I had finished taking all the components off. And when that happens, then you just get the materials back instead of the actual item itself. Great Eyes, you're also 47, huh? Cookie 67. Okay, so I can't be I can't. You told me the last time you were on stream that you were older than me, but you didn't tell me how old. So I guess I can't complain about being old to you, right? It's gonna fall on deaf ears. That's cool though to see you, man, involved in games at your age. That's great. I hope, you know, I hope to be going strong and when I'm 67 as well. My kind of long-term plan for this is to when I retire, which is, you know, still a ways off. I mean, I'll be working for a few more years, but I figured, well, if I get started, you know, streaming and gaming, YouTube and all that now, by the time I do retire, I might actually be able to, you know, make at least a supplemental income off of it. So we'll see. Who knows? It might not happen. I don't do this, you know, obviously don't do this to make money. I've got a normal career and all that, but it would be nice to turn it into something like that down the road. But even if that doesn't work out, that's fine. I mean, I'm just doing this because I love to do it. It's fun. And, you know, if you guys have seen the recent YouTube news, you know, they've really made it even harder now for small content creators to make money on YouTube. It's just so far away right now for me that I'm not even considering YouTube as a possible way to do that in the future. But we'll see. We'll see. They have their reasons, I'm sure. And I don't understand the full picture, so until I do, I'm not really going to sit here and diss them too bad for it. But I think it's definitely safe to say that it sucks, though, regardless of the reasons. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna put that there. This is all temporary, guys, anyway, so don't... If you're wondering, why is he setting stuff so weird like that? Well, it's because I'm not going to keep it that way. And let's put just one of the little cockpits on for now. And let's see. I need some fuel, so I'm going to probably have to jack some from the yellow jacket here. Great Eyes, you're retired? 20 years in the CDN military. Oh, good. Nice, man. Stay-at-home dad and loving it. I'll bet you are. Well, congratulations on being retired. I can't wait. I mean, I like my job. I've got a good job. But I'm one of those people, that works to live. I don't live to work. So I'm looking forward to when that day comes for sure. What are we doing? We're putting gas in this thing. That's what we're doing. Okay, so we have... I just want to make sure this thing's not going to go crazy on me when I start it up. It should be alright. I probably don't need the as many vertical clusters as I have, but the whole point in all this is just to get it off the ground for now anyway. So I can put some blocks underneath it. So let's do that. Let's make sure it's leveled. And then we'll hop off. Okay, let me look at something here real quick on my photos. Okay, so I think what I need to do now is we're going to do another layer of blocks here. Like so. And yeah, in case you're wondering, I will be using the symmetry plane, once I kind of actually get going on it, but for now I'm just thinking it through here. And the other thing I'll tell you guys too is I don't have this completely figured out either. That what I have done in Creative Mode is only partially done. But I think I got it far enough along to where I can, at least get started on it. Okay, so we're going to do that, and then what we're going to do is we're going to raise this up just a little more. Maybe to about there. And then I'm going to put a layer of wall or plate blocks, whoops, under here. The idea being that we're adding an extra armor plating to the hull there. Okay. So alright, now what I want to do is I want to come back a little ways. And let's see, so that was 32, 15, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just thinking out loud here for a second. Yeah, let's do that. We'll come back to here. No, get over here. There we go, just like that. Okay. And then I think I'm going to put another block here and another block here. Maybe even two. And then let's grab these landing gears. Okay, hold on. Is that the right landing gear that I want for this? No, I wanted this one. Oh, damn it. I only have one of those? Ah, crap. Okay. Well, let's just use these for now, then. I don't know if I'm going to keep these. Actually, I probably will now that I think about it. Let's just fill this spot in then, too. Oh, wrong gun. Okay, good. Just like that thing's slowly tipping forward, maybe. Alright, while this is up in the air, let's extend this out a little bit too. We'll just go that far for the moment. And the overall length of the fuselage is approximately 32 blocks long for my prototype. So let's count these out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Let's keep going and see. So that's 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So yeah, you can see, guys, that this is going to be a pretty big ship for a small vessel. Come on. There we go. And we'll put this guy here for now. And again, this is not necessarily permanent. This is just kind of temporary here. And before we set it down, let's finish out this bottom plating here. Oh, how you doing, Black Widow? Thanks for joining the stream, man. Black Widow was in my stream last night, and it was fun to have him around. We had a good time. Alright, let me see if I can do this with the plane here. And so this is going to be, of course, the bottom of the fuselage. Okay, I think we can set this down now. Oh, yeah, let's do this one too. There we go. I'm not sure if that block's actually going to stay there, so I'm not going to worry about armor plating it for now. Same with these blocks here. Because if you're familiar with the new Cylon Raider, you'll know that it's the fuselage is kind of an oval tube type of idea. So I think we can set this sucker down now. And does it look fairly straight? I'm thinking we might want to Move it this way just a smidge. Maybe even a little more. Okay, let's try that. All right, cool. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take all this stuff back off, because that's not, like I said, not where it goes. And I'm gonna be using a different cockpit than that one too. Have you guys seen Planet Nomads at all? Played it or seen it? I've just watched a couple videos on it, and I'm not convinced yet in my own mind if it's a game I want to play. So I'm still trying to decide that. But one of the things that game has is it has a jack that you can put down and then, you know, start building on top of. Which I think is kind of cool because, you know, when you start building a small vessel like this, you know, you have to plop it down and then start building it and then put the thrusters on, you know, to get it off the ground like that. I've tried building... putting some blocks down and then building on top of the blocks, but I've had weird stuff happen when I've done that. So that's why I like to just start right on the ground and then go from there. The blinker fluid on the left side is low, so I should check it. Blinker fluid on the left. Okay, are you trolling me or are you are you serious? I don't know what the hell you mean by that. Blinker fluid. Okay, so I think what we're going to do now is let's start working on, I think, the front end of this thing. It took me a while to get the front end of this the way that I wanted it with the blocks that I'm using. It was tricky. But I think I finally figured it out. So, let's do that. I'm going to look at my cheat sheet here again. Okay, so I think what we need to do is we're going to put some blocks down here. And let's turn on symmetry now too. And what that will do is it will allow me to, it'll copy or mirror what I put on this side on the other side, so I only have to do it once. Really cool feature. But those don't go there. So we'll put that there. Like that. And then we're going to put... Oh, let me look at one other thing here. Okay, so let's go back 5 for now. And then we're going to put the slope block here. Like so. And then we're going to put another normal block in. If I can get my drone to hold still. Okay, and then let me look at my thing here again. Right, okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put this block ramp bottom in. Because we're trying to approximate, you know, a tube kind of idea here. And, all right, good. Now, we'll put this in. And, no, that's not what I want to do. Put that in. Sorry if I get a little quiet here, guys. I'm kind of in concentration mode now. I'll still try to blab as much as I can, but sometimes I gotta stop and think for a second, right? All right, now we're doing the half cubes here. Good. Okay, so this is gonna come up. Let's see. How high up do I go at that point? Okay, so we're going to go up another level. And I think for now I'm just going to fill all this in, but I'm going to carve some of this back out, you know, later. So no harm in doing that because you get the materials back. So it's just easier right now to put the whole form of it together. Good. All right, now let's see what's next. Right, okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put another one of these on. But I'm only going to go 2 back there because this is where the cockpit's going to fit in. Yeah, that stays like it is. Okay. And just going to fill this in for now. I'll carve some of it out again later. And then this one goes back to the slope block. Come on, there we go, like that. We'll fill this in. Man, this drone is squirrely sometimes. Or all the time. Alright, looking good, looking good. For up here, we go back to the ramp bottom. How come that didn't work on the symmetry? No. Come on, game. As if it's the game's fault. It's my fault. Okay. It's easier to blame the game, though. So we put that there, and then this is another cube half that I just put in the wrong spot. Excellent. Okay. So that's coming along. I think probably the next thing I want to do now is get my cockpit in. So I'm just trying to see how that's positioned. It's going to sit on these blocks here, so these got to come back out. And so let's grab the cockpit. And it should pop in there, but we're going to use this one. What I'm not sure, though, is if... And the reason I'm picking that one is, A, it's only a 2-block height, so it's a low profile, which will give... Because this is actually going to be a compartment under here that we're going to put some stuff. The gun... Basically, it's going to be where the guns and all that is. But the other reason is this cockpit's got a pretty good, viewable space on it. If you look around, it doesn't have a lot of obstruction. And that's important because if you're familiar with the Raider, you'll know that the windshield, if that's what you call it, is actually very narrow on the Raider. And so we want maximum visibility. It was suggested to me that I use an open cockpit, but I decided to go with this one just so you have, that much extra protection in case, the outer shell, got blown up or something. So that's kind of the thought process behind that. Oh, Mr. Nice Bobby. First of all, good morning, Mr. Nice Bobby. How are you doing today, my friend? You're saying ignore the starter block, remove the original core, and put another one. So you're saying put it down, build the blocks on top of it, and then take the core out and add a new one in the right spot. Is that basically the gist of what you're saying? Because I have done that in creative mode, but I wasn't aware that you could also do it in survival mode. So I didn't want to take a chance with it. But if that's what you're saying, then yeah, that's actually a better way to do it for sure. Okay, I have to figure something out here for a second, guys, so bear with me. I think that's right. But if it isn't, it won't be the end of the world. We'll be able to adjust that if we need to. Okay, so now you know what? The more I look at this, that cockpit does need to go back one more block. I believe it does. So let's take it back out. And we will shave this back a block and then put the cockpit back in there. I wasn't quite sure because the screenshot that I took of the other one didn't show that exactly. Yeah, I think that's what we're after there. Okay, so next thing we're going to do now is we're going to take and put... And this is where things got, started getting a little tricky with this build for me anyway. Since I'm still kind of a noob, to all this. If it isn't already apparent. Is how I was going to do this front end. And the Cylon Raider, the front end of it, so you got the top, and then it kind of curves down like this, and then wraps around underneath. So it's an interesting curvature to that, and trying to mimic that exactly with square blocks is a challenge. Okay, so here what we're going to do is we're going to put a layer of normal block, and then this is going to be... Oh, I guess I don't need to take that all the way over. I got the symmetry plane on. Okay, and then we're going to keep going down in that pattern. Come on. There we go. And this becomes one of these blocks again. should be able to do the rest of this on foot, not on the drone. Okay, and then this is back to normal blocks here, like so. And I believe this, whoops. Yeah, I believe this is just another thing, and then here's where I start to curve it back. No, that doesn't look right. I think I need to start curving it back here. And some of that's going to come back out anyways for the guns. Alright, and then this should be normal block here. And this block here. Okay. So, now the corners of this, I think we just use this. Whoops. Nope, wrong one. Yeah, that looks about right, I believe. And then what we do is we walk this down with the half blocks. Oh, hold on a sec. And that needs to be one of these. Nope, not one of those. One of these. There we go. And then at this part, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put in... Oh, where is that block? I think it's this one. No, we need it this way. Yeah, like that. So those kind of go in there. And because here's the problem. I couldn't find a block, you know, in this list here that's a half block, right? That would allow me to basically, you know, bring this down and you know, kind of make a curve around the corner. Just there's nothing in there that I could find to make that work. So let me look at something else here. So that's... I think this is actually just a flat... Now that I look at my... And then we put this one in here. No, not that one. This one. Come on. There we go. And then flip this way. There's still something not quite coming together here like I was expecting. Let's take those out for a minute. That needs to come out and be replaced by this. By that, I mean. And then that goes there. Right, okay. Yeah, I think that's what I did. We'll fill this in for now, but like I said, we're gonna take that back out later and put some guns down there. I know the actual Raider doesn't have guns on the front of the fuselage, but this one's going to. Okay. So I think the idea is you make this the gun compartment here. And we'll put 3 guns up front, and then they'll have, you know, pretty good protection around it. Let's get the plates on here. Okay, time to do the top. So with the top, we're going to basically continue the same pattern, except for we're going to use the thin blocks, just so we have a little more visible space. When we're in the cockpit itself. So there should be a corner piece that'll fit right there. And I believe it's this one, maybe? Yeah, I think that's right. And let's see, for the top, we'll just go back to these blocks here. Bring it out to... No, that was too far. It's kind of hard for me to see what that looks like from this angle. I'm not sure if that's right. So let's try this again. I'm looking for the corner that's, you know, the angled corner. Is that it? No, that's not it. But that's, you know, kind of hollowed out. Corner long E. It's not popping out at me. Let's try this one. No, that's not it. Not the pyramid. Yeah, that's the one I wanted. Okay. That was the right one. I knew it was in there, just couldn't remember exactly which one it was called. And then let's rotate this like so. There we go. And then this will be just the ramps. And this will be half blocks. Here's another area that was kind of weird to figure out how to finish it, and I decided to go with this arrangement. I could either do it that way, so that's one way to do it. Another way to do it, because I couldn't find anything in the half blocks, you know, to finish out this corner. There's nothing in here that I'm aware of that fits there, you know, because see, if I put this in, it's going to stick out, and no matter what I do put in there, something's going to stick out. So if you guys know of something that would fit nicely in there, let me know. But in the meantime, what we're going to do instead is we're going to put a plate in there. So we'll go back to this. Wait, is that what I want? Yeah, I think so. But I want it to go... upside down. So let's see. We'll flip it this way. And then I want it to go like that. There. So that's what I came up with the, you know, what I have to work with basically. Because the problem again is that these top blocks here are half blocks. And there's no, you know, there's just no corners in here that fit in the half block, you know, setup. There's corners, so, you know, we got the corners, you know, that work well with the normal blocks, but nothing that would fit in the half block setup. Yeah, I'm aware of that, great eyes, about the core. In fact, I accidentally took the core out when I was taking my first attempt at this apart and wasn't paying attention, and I still had a few components that I, you know, basically stripped back down to their parts. But anyway, that's the best I could come up with, guys, you know, with this particular arrangement. I know it's not, there may be a better way to do this. I don't know. But this is what I came up with. And we're going to run with this. If you guys see a better way to do this, let me know. I would be interested in knowing. And, but otherwise, we're going to run with this for now. So now let's get the windows in. Thin triangle, middle of page. Thin triangle, middle of page. So you're talking about the thin corner here? Let's see here. I don't have it rotated right, first of all, so... Yeah, I think I actually tried that, but see, if I set this here, it's still going to stick up. Like that. So it doesn't really fit in there. It's not the right angle. Oh, for the cornering, okay. I'm a little behind in my chat, sorry about that. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we're going to run with that. Now, the next thing I want to do is, in an attempt to... Well, let's get our glass in first. I guess I'm going to have to go make some glass. I don't have any glass on me. Okay, let's do that. Let's run back to the base, and we'll make ourselves some glass. It's just interesting, you know, if you guys look on the workshop, you'll see some amazing builds. And even replicas, you know. People replicate, you know, like Star Trek ships and that sort of thing. And it's just amazing to me that they can get them to look so good, you know, using square blocks. And it's really, you know, there's more than one way to skin a cat, as the saying goes. And it's just really figuring out the best way to do it with what you have to work with. But in some cases, like in my case, with the front of the Raider there, I just could not figure out a better way to do it other than what I've done so far. And it's still, you know, not perfect, but I think it's the closest I can get with these tools, from what I was able to see myself. And maybe there's a better way to do it that I'm just not seeing. I'm not sure, but that's what we came up with anyway. Let's eat some food here. Top that off with some stew. Yum, yum. All right, what are we doing? We're making glass. We gotta make some glass. So let's see. We want to make armored window blocks, and we need hardened steel plates, and I need sathine for that. Son of a bitch. Ugh. We might have to go take some stuff apart, guys. Because I don't think there are sathium deposits on the moon, on Akua's moon anymore. There used to be, and there used to be asteroids, but I haven't found them in Alpha 7. Can you guys confirm that for me? I do have a plan, yeah, for the red ice. Yep. Yeah. I could do that. Yeah, I could do that. It's probably a good idea. Yeah, let's just make the regulars. But yeah, have you guys found Sathium on Akua's moon at all in Alpha 7? I haven't. I know it used to be on there. You know what? Let me make just a couple more of those, just in case. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. That should give us enough to get going here. Look at all those crops. It looks good. Looking good. I have most of the settings. In fact, I think I probably have all of the settings on just normal default settings. But one thing I've considered doing is you know, maybe starting a new playthrough a little later on and putting the settings up to hard and starting on Omicron, which would be quite a challenge. At least it would be for me, because Omicron's a lot harder than it could to start on for a couple reasons. One, you need oxygen there, and two, it has a patrol ship, and if that patrol ship spots you, it can be really hard to get away from in the very early game. So just to make things more challenging, more exciting, that sort of idea. Let's put some glass in this thing. I just have to remember to make sure and upgrade it to the good stuff before I upload this to the workshop. Okay, so the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to turn the glass that way, and I believe we're going to put a curved piece in here if I remember right. Come on, there we go. But we're also going to did I do that right? Yeah, I think so. We're also going to take and put in this block here. Is that the right one? No, I think it's this one here. Yeah, that's the one. Okay. Wait a minute. Is that right? Okay, something's not right here. I gotta figure this out. Oh, you know what? Do I have the wrong block in there? Okay, hold on a sec, guys. Let me figure this out, because I'm doing something different than what I was expecting to have happen here. Um, that's the left wall. Where's the right version of that? There we go. So I put that there, and then... The problem that what I'm trying to accomplish is, if we go out here, you kind of see how the window, you know, the corner of the window starts to slope down like that, because that's sort of what the actual Raider window looks like. So I wanted to add that little feature there. But what's happening though is it's not supposed to be sticking out, because in my photograph, these blocks here are... Here, let me look at something else here. Well, maybe it is. Maybe that is what's going on there. And it's probably just, I think it's just the lighting in my my picture. Because in the picture I actually have it all red, you know, like the actual Cylon eyeball kind of thing. So we're going to run with this. I think this is correct. Well, no, I'll tell you what. Let's do this. I'm going to take a quick break. I need to take a break anyways, for bio reasons, if you know what I mean. So let's take about a 5-minute break. I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick. Come back, hop into creative mode, and just take a quick look at that, and then we'll come back and go from there. Because I just want to make sure I get this right before I get too far into this. I don't want to have to redo a bunch of shit. So yeah, let's do that. So I will be back, guys, in about 5 minutes, and we'll resume at that point. So see you in just a bit. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I figured out what I did there. And then I also looked at something else that I want to change on the front here too. So let's see. What I want to do is let's get our symmetry plane back on. And test it, make sure it's actually working. Okay, good. I always test that thing, you know, when you first turn it on, because sometimes it doesn't get right in the center. Okay, so here's what I did with this. I was on the right track. What I had done is I'd put these blocks on the inside so they didn't stick out, and then put the glass on the outside. So it went like this. We want the right. And then I think we want the left. Yeah. See, like that. And then the left bottom. So that way it's flush with the corner here and it didn't stick out. Because I knew when I looked at that didn't quite look right. And then we'll take the glass and stick the glass on the outside of that. So it kind of gives that, you know, that little slant that the Raider actually has, if you look at it. And if you guys haven't already done so, go to Google and just type in Cylon Raider. And make sure you're looking at the new one. It's the one that has the really long pointy wings, not the more saucer looking one. And then you'll get an idea of what I'm trying to do here. Okay, so that takes care of that part. Now, I want to fix something down here, too, that I noticed that I had done wrong, too. So, this... Here, let's get back into normal mode here. This needs to come out. All of this stuff right here. And what we're going to do here is we're going to put this like so. And then we're going to put this corner in here. If I can get it to go the right direction. There we go. Like that. That's better. Because again, the Raider itself, it does kind of come down, you know, at a slant. I don't know if you can see my hand very well. Hold on a second. Okay, so it comes down at a slant like this, but then it does curve back under again at the bottom. So this is a little closer, you know, to what it actually looks like, I think. I just couldn't remember, you know, when I was putting this together, how I'd finished that front out. But that's actually what it looks like in my prototype. Cool. So that pretty much takes care of the front end. We are going to do some decoration on this. In fact, we could probably do a little bit of that right now. So there's a little cutaway in the front of the Raider. And I think I'm going to use this texture here. And we might go with something like that. And then for the top part, we're going to use this red stuff that will actually light up when the ship's powered. And that will kind of help us get the, you know, the red eyeball, you know, type of effect when the ship powers up. And one of you mentioned the eyeball earlier in the chat. And the way that I did that on the prototype, it was I was actually able to attach lights to the corner of the glass, and it did stick out a little bit, but not enough to, you know, really be that noticeable. So I put one on each side and then, you know, colored them red. So that, along with the red texture here, you know, did a pretty good job, I thought, of, you know, making it all look... What the hell? How come that didn't... Okay, we're going to have to fix that. Anyways, it did a pretty good job of, you know, you know, using the red effect that the eyeball has here. So when we power this up, you'll see what I mean. It looks pretty cool, I think. But I don't have a spot in the middle to put a light because it sticks out noticeably too far. And there's not really any room inside, you know, for me to leave a block space for it too that I've been able to figure out. But I think it works, you know, for what we're trying to accomplish. Let's fix this. I don't know. I'm not sure how that happened, but that's not right. And while we have this open, we might as well hit that with the red stuff too. So, oh, not that. How the hell do I get that back to the normal? Isn't that the normal thing? Oh, that's weird. Okay, well, I guess we'll worry about that later. One way I could do it is to just replace the block, I suppose. Okay. Let me check something else here too. Okay, yeah, that got textured inside, so that's good. We might... Did I bring my paint gun? I didn't. We might want to paint this black too. You know, we don't have to do that right now, but just remind me to paint these black because we don't really want those to show up. We just want to see that... Well, no, on second thought, maybe painting that black wouldn't be a good idea. Okay. We'll worry about that later. Let's fix this, these angles on the other side here. I don't know why the symmetry plane didn't copy those correctly, but sometimes it does weird stuff, so... Oh, that's an excellent idea, Great Ice. I didn't even think about that. The Lego Raider. That would be a good thing because yeah, it is square, yeah. Excellent idea. Big Feety, something tells me this build's going to take a long time. Yes, it is. If I wasn't clear about that, guys, I apologize, but we are not going to finish this today. Not in this stream. It's going to take a while, yeah. But we'll get as much knocked out as we can. Okay, so what am I looking for? I'm looking for... Yeah, this is the one I need, but I need to flip it around. Okay. And then put the little one in, which is right here. Like so. And then we'll put the glass down. There we go. More better, more better. Oh, I painted that block too. And the thing is that the actual Raider is actually silver in color. So we might end up just leaving it the default color. We'll put decorations and stuff down. Rock on, man. Thank you, Great Eyes, for the follow. I really appreciate it, man. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. So guys, that's pretty much it for the front end. Like I said, we'll do a little bit of decorating. I might make this little piece bigger here too, but we'll see. But that pretty much takes care of the cockpit area and the front end as well. Remember I told you guys I'm still working on getting my bot switched over, so that's why there was a double alert there. But thank you again, Great Ice, for following. I do appreciate that, and for all of you guys for joining me on the stream. That's why I do this, to hang out with you guys and have fun. All right, cool. We're making good progress. So, I think the next thing we're going to do is hop up here. And this is basically a bulkhead, but we are going to hollow this out a little bit and make a compartment to put, you know, the guns and the ammo boxes and stuff kind of in the front. So let me get my cheat sheet here. We need to fill in some more of the floor, so let's do that next. So we're going to come up another 2 blocks, and this is going to be the passenger compartment back here. And let's see, the other thing is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we want to come back about 7 blocks, I think. So what's that? 4, 5, 6, 7. And we'll fill that in as well. And then let's go up another... yeah. We're going to go up another one. But this, we're going to keep this little groove in here because we're going to actually put some stuff down in there. All right, let me look and see where we're at on the outside here. So that's going up. Wait a second, did I do that right? Hold on. So we have the curved block, and then we got 3 blocks down from there. One, 2, 3. Yeah, I think that's correct. So that will be the level of the floor on the passenger compartment. So let's fill this in. Whoops. Okay, half blocks here. Ramp bottoms here. And slopes here. Make sure everything went together correctly on this side too. It looks like it did. Beautiful. And now, what we're going to do is we're going to keep building this out. And I probably better get out of the way so I don't build myself into a block. I've actually done that before. So we'll put that there. Whoops. Put that one there. And then we go back to the ramp bottom. To the slope block, except for here now. We're going to change this to the thin slope. And we're doing that so we just have, you know, more spaciousness in the cabin. That's the idea behind all that. Nope, come this way. There you go. And let's see, we want to go back to half block here. Like so. Okay, now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add another layer inside like this. And this is just going to give us more armor. Right? And we're gonna put our doors in here. So I'll cut that back out here in a bit. So we won't have a double layer of armor on the on this piece right here. So that will be a weaker spot. But everything else, you know, the rest of the wall and the roof has a double layer. So it gives that extra protection. I don't know. I never figured out a way to do a double layer because, see, these are, you know, angled blocks. And so if you look at the block, no matter which way you spin it, it's just still one block. So you can't, you know, like butt two up against each other and have, you know, the rest of the block on opposite sides with this particular block. And so I unless you guys have another solution for that, certainly open to suggestions. That's all I came up with for that. But the cool thing is, you know, we have a double layer of protection, but we still have, you know, a fairly spacious cabin, you know, considering how, you know, how relatively narrow the fuselage is. Okay? So, what's next? Let me take a look at what we have going on. Do I have doors? I've got one door. Okay. Let's do that next. So we're going to pop out these blocks here. And do the same on this side. Of course, the door's always going to be a weak spot too, but there's nothing we can do about that. And then we're going to turn this around. Oh, we also want this door too. And pop that in just like that. And yeah, I know the real Raider doesn't have a door there, but we've got to have a door, right? And we want a door, you know, close to the cockpit. So this version is going to have a door, or two doors on each side. So let me make a note to myself that when we go back to the base, we're going to need to make a door, and we'll probably have a list of other things that I'll need to make too. All right, now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to put some stuff down in here. How much heat do these small generators... oh, wait, that's not even a small vessel generator. That's a base generator, so that we got to take that back anyway. Let's put the seats in then, I guess. Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff I need to make. I'm also going to try and build a little bit of redundancy into this thing. In other words, I'm not going to put all the fuel tanks in the same exact area and all the generators in the same area. That way, if that part of the ship, you know, gets blown out or something, we're not completely dead in the water. So, let's see. I'm looking at something else here. So I'm going to take this hold still drone layer of blocks out because we're going to put stuff down in here, like fuel tanks, for example. Because we're going to have, you know, some stuff up towards the front of the ship. The core is going to be in the center, and it's going to be well protected. because that's what the enemy ships will shoot at. And I'm not putting anything else around the core that's, you know, critical to the ship. And then in the back we'll have our warp drive and some more engines and fuel tanks and that sort of thing. That's the general idea. I don't have that exactly mapped out yet. So, you know, that part we're going to kind of make up as we go. But that's the basic idea of how we're putting the ship together. And then we'll cover this with glass. We could even, now that I think about this, we could do something like this. Right? And this is, I'm just kind of, you know, messing with this. This isn't the actual permanent thing, but the idea is we put these components down in here. They're very well protected. 2 blocks underneath, and then, you know, 3 blocks, I guess, from the side on the front end of the ship. And we'll put, you know, fuel tanks and at least 1 generator, assuming it doesn't generate too much heat, and a couple other things down in this slot. And then the seats are going to go like this. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. And we could move those seats forward a little bit too, and even put another row in if we wanted to. Just depends upon how many people we want on the small vessel. Since I have them, let's go ahead and put them in. There you go. So we can have 6 passengers on this plus the pilot. It almost looks like a like a passenger jet, huh? And we might, you know, we might put some ports, you know, portholes in here too, later. I'm not going to worry about that right now. That would be deviating from the actual raider itself too, but it might, you know, might be kind of nice for the passengers so they have a window look out. Post the link, Great Eyes, and then I'll have to repost it because right now my bot's deleting it, and that's something I'll fix later. But I just don't want to mess with it right now. Oh, Big Feet E, that's right. Good call. You're right. They are different blocks because one of them was a right-hand side block and one of them was a left-hand side block. That makes sense now. Now I get it. Cool. Thanks for pointing that out, sir. All right, so I think what we're going to do, guys, is let's finish building out the fuselage. This is a shell of it. And then once that's done, then we can kind of start thinking about, you know, putting the components in, the engines and the fuel tanks and that sort of thing. So I have some of that stuff with me, but I'm going to have to make some more. You know, the warp drive is going to definitely go in the back here, you know, probably somewhere around in that neck of the woods, I'm thinking. And I don't know if I'm going to... Yeah, I probably will definitely have it sit at least here and maybe even a block higher to give it some protection underneath. I haven't decided that yet. But before we worry about that though, let's go ahead and just finish out the fuselage itself. Because I do want... My goal for this stream is to get the fuselage done at least. And then depending upon our time, you know, start putting some more stuff together on it. And maybe even get started on the wings. The wings are going to be a whole nother task in and of itself for this build. So these guys can come off here. And I'm not going to worry about the ass end for now. Let's just get it built out to right here. So, I guess we're going to start then with the slope block. No, that's right. Go that way and then go this way. There we go. So we'll just bring it back to here for the moment. And I'm also going to have more open space in the middle of the ship, so we have room for fuel tanks and, you know, storage bins and all that sort of thing. We could even... Nah, let's not do that. Let's just run this. Like so. And there's not really any point in putting a, you know, the plate in here because it's still going to take up all the space. So we'll just put a normal block here too. Just having a quick think here, guys. Yeah, let's just go with this. We can always, you know, redo it later if we decide to do so. Or take, you know, trim it down a little bit, carve some of it out. Oh, whoop. The other thing you can do, Great Eyes, if you want to, is just whisper the link to me and then I'll put it up for you. And then this will all be just the half cubes. Come on, there we go. Let's make sure we didn't screw that up on this side. Okay. Sometimes using that control key can be a little weird because, you know, the game kind of guesses what angle you want it to go and you have to nudge it over a little bit. Okay, I think this can still be a normal block through here. Is that right? Yeah. Come on. Get over there. I'm going a little too far with it, I think. And then we want this one. And for now, we're going to just go with the normal slope block. I keep going too far. There we go. Right there. And then we go back to normal blocks here. And in the center. And then finally the top. Let me know, Great Eyes, when you whispered that to me. And then I'll put it up there for you. Now, another thing I might mess around with later on is seeing if I can add more contours to the fuselage, because if you look at the picture, it's not straight. And what it does is it's kind of curved in the front, and then it kind of comes up like this, and then it curves back down, kind of to an angle at the back. But I figured that was a little more than I want to take on right now, at least with the first version of this. But I might play around with it later on and see if we can make it look even more like the real Raider in that regard. But I'm just not going to mess with that right now. I want to just get the actual ship built, the first version of it, and it'll just have a straight fuselage. And then just keep tweaking it and come out with newer versions later on. Okay, so now we have to start thinking about what we're going to do in the back here. And the thing is as I look at this, it still seems like I might be a little bit short for the scale of this thing. So probably what we're going to do is we're going to bring it back even further than it is. Let me pop back out here and look at it again. Because if we just stopped it right there, if we filled in that back end, right, and then ended it right there, I'm thinking that's too short. What do you guys think? Those of you who are familiar with the way the ship looks, any thoughts on that? My gut's telling me we need to bring it back further. This is going to be a big ship, though, man, for a small vessel. Faux show. Well, okay, let's take out these... Whoop, not that block. This block here. We want to make sure our core is well protected. And I'm not really designing this ship with PvP in mind per se. But I'm designing it more, for PvE, but it could possibly be viable for PvP. Of course, that depends upon, how it ultimately, flies and handles too once that's all said and done. But the enemy ships, they will target your core anyways. And so that's why I'm putting it, even extra armor around the core in particular than any other place of the ship. So, okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I am going to extend this out further because I just think that we need to do that. So let's bring it out to... How many more blocks is that? That's 6 more, 7, 8. Let's bring it out about 8 more blocks. That still seems like it might be too short. Let's do 10. Yeah, I think I'm liking that better. So we'll go with that. And if something happens later on and we decide that was too far, then we'll adjust at that point. So I want to replace these blocks with the angled blocks. And we're going to do something different with these landing gears anyway. I might actually just leave them in place for now that I think about it. All right, let's see. Let's go down and put this one in place. we'll finish out the back end here. And I haven't actually determined exactly how the back end is going to be finished. We might actually try and angle it down a little bit, like the real ship is. We'll go one more. Nope. Okay, and then we'll put this one in place. Like so. And these blocks, I think we're going to be okay, at least for the fuselage anyways, on blocks, on the quantity of blocks that we have here. But the wings are going to take quite a bit more, so I'll be doing a lot more mining, that's for sure. What we might even have to do is just get this thing space-worthy before we completely finish it, and go find some saphium, because I'm very low on saphium. So, assuming this is going to be, excuse me, more or less the back end of this thing, how do we want to make it look? It should start, you know, slanting down. Let's get these blocks in underneath, by the way. Okay. Nope. Doesn't mean to hit those blocks. I might actually need to extend this out a little bit more too. Let's do that, since we have plenty of concrete blocks. Guess the symmetry plane's not working on the pad. So we'll pop a couple more rows of these in. Whoop. Let's do maybe two more. Oh, hell, three more. Why not? Okay, so that gives us a little more room on the back end here. Yeah, I'm liking that length. I think that length is more appropriate. So, let's make an executive decision. All right. So let's say that I'm going to turn the plane off for the moment. Let's say that we're going to go ahead and put the warp core right here on the back. Well, we do have to consider the thrusters too, though. And I happen to have those with me. So the way the thrusters work on this ship is we have Okay. We have 3 main thrusters in the back of the Raider, and they're kind of in a bit of a triangular arrangement. So you have your 2 lower thrusters here, excuse me, here, and then you have a central thruster that's up a little higher. So if we put this, come on, hold still. We put the central thruster in right in this spot. It fits nicely. And you know, we'll fill the blocks in so you know it doesn't look like it's just hanging there in thin air. I'm thinking though. Another thing we should probably do. We are starting to get low on our blocks here. Is this level, this floor level right here, is also going to be... Well, no, we should probably go up one more since that's the center. So that's going to be where the wings are going to start at the back of the ship. In that spot. So let's kind of get the first parts of that in place. Because that will then kind of help us position our thrusters a little better. And I'm thinking those wings are probably going to come out to... Let's just say they'll come right out to there. And if that doesn't look right later, we can again adjust. So we'll have to pop these half blocks out here. Let's pick these back up for the moment because those are sitting too low now. Then I know where the wings are going to go. And so we're going to start here. And let's put the symmetry plane back on, too. Test it, make sure it's going to work right. It's not working right. Okay, so when that happens, what I typically will do is I'll get pretty close to the center here. And then just kind of click it with the mouse, move it over, and then click it back. And usually that makes it behave. Yeah, there we go. So let's start here, and we're going to do a plane. Out to about there. Let's take it out a little further as well. Okay, good. That's kind of what I needed to see. Because now what I think we're going to do is we're going to grab our big thrusters here. I think I'm going to pop those in right there, maybe? Or we might even go out to here. Okay. So these are 3 blocks wide. So we're going to go out 2 blocks. And actually, you know what? Let's do this the easy way. I'm just going to put this right here for the moment. That lined up correctly? Yeah, I think it is. So then what we'll do is we'll come along here and we'll cut out the area that it needs to fit in the middle of, in the center of the wing. Yeah, I think that's just about right. Make this other side the same. And then we'll reset them in the slot. Make sure I have enough fuel for my multi-tool. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, cool. So now this central thruster needs to be a little higher than these thrusters. So here's what I'm thinking. Let's take this one out. Let's put our warp core here. Okay, we'll put the warp drive there. And then we'll put the thruster on top of it, and we'll see what the height looks like. All right, I'm thinking, guys, that I'd like that. Well, I was gonna say maybe make it higher, but I don't know if we actually can do that now that I'm looking at the the top of the roof here. We might have to just go with that, because I don't really want to drop, take these blocks out and drop this down, because then we don't have as much protection down there. But I also don't think we have enough room to raise this up excuse me, higher. We can raise it up another block, but then again we'll only have one layer of protection around it if we do that. The other thing we could do is we could drop these engines down a block, but in the actual ship, they are right kind of in the wings there, if I recall right. So I think we're gonna go with this, unless you guys have any other thoughts on the matter. Looks like Great Eyes must have taken off. Let me look and see if he did send me that link. Nope, I don't see anything. Well, I'll just post it then here. Let me look it up here. Where's a good picture of this thing? Go with that one. All right, take a look at that link, and that'll show you what the Raider looks like if you're not familiar with it. Okay, so yeah, I think think that we're going to go with this placement of the main thrusters. And I might even, depending upon how we close this back end in, I might even, you know, pull those out a little further than where they are currently. So let's work on that next. Let's figure out the back end. So if we just pop blocks in here like that, we'll put the angled blocks down here. The actual raider itself, if you look at it, it kind of looks like it goes down vertically, but then around that way. It's a little hard to tell from this one picture that I'm looking at here, though. Just trying to see if I can get a better angle on what the actual back end looks like from just these Google pictures here. The problem is they all show the raider from, you know, the front view or the side view, not really the back. Let me look at this one here. Stern elevation. Okay, so let's bring the top of it. Let's finish the top first, because that way we kind of know what we have to work with. So we'll bring that out to there. And I'm gonna leave a gap there for now, just so we can get in there quickly. But we'll finish this part of it out. Put the angles in there. Yeah, just like that. Nope, nope. There we go. I think too, what we'll probably do here is take these blocks out. And we'll do the same on the other side. And then we'll put some angles in there. Whoops. So we don't have, you know, that right angle. No, I think I want this block. Yeah. Yeah, just like that. And we'll have to do the same thing on the bottom side here. I'm just going to do it to there for now because I'm not entirely sure at what point, you know, how far forward this wing's ultimately going to go. So we also want to remove this half block. just to there for the nonce. And then we'll flip this guy around. Yeah, I think we can run with that. I think we can run with that. Let's finish this out too. Nah, actually, I'm just gonna leave that the way it is for the moment, because we're gonna have to do a lot of cutting and trimming anyways. Now, how do I want to finish this back end? That's the next question. What if we do something like this up here? If we just go with these blocks, I'm just kind of experimenting here, guys. I'm not sure if I'm going to actually do it this way or not. I suppose that could work. And we can just pop a corner piece in there. This one, I think. Or this one. Yeah. Well, I think, I don't know, you guys have any ideas about that setup? I'm not real happy with it, to be honest with you, but it could probably work for now until I have a chance to mess with it some more later. So I think because I'm a little indecisive here, I think we're gonna just keep that for now. And I'll give it a think. And we might do something different with that later.
May we have your attention, please?
Let's put a little ramp block in there. I mean, it's not terrible. I think it's workable. But I think there's probably something we could do to make it look a little better. But yeah, it's coming along pretty good, I think. The next thing I'm thinking, though, is do I want to extend these engines out a little further now? I just feel like this should be sticking out another block more than it is. So let's take this out and look at it. And yeah, so we want to put this back into here. Slide it in there. Come on. Get in there. Yeah, I think I like that. I think I like that. And in that case, let's move these out another block too. Because these thrusters, I believe, are pretty much even, all three of them, with each other. Oh, before we do that, let's put another layer of blocks in here. There we go. Oh, nope, they're sticking out too far now. I thought I had it butted up against the back of this, but I guess I didn't. Wrong button. Okay, now make sure you're up against there. Oh, you're not. Damn it. It looked like it from that angle. Third time's a charm. Okay, so let's get up here so we can actually see it. Butt up against there. There we go. Now, you know, the only thing I don't like about this, again, is I just feel like these should be down a little bit lower than they are. But if we do that, let me look at the image again here for a second. We could actually probably do that. Because if I look at the stern elevation of the ship on this one image here, that it's kind of hard to tell, you know, because there's so many curves and stuff to this, but it does look like the engines are not in the center of the wing, but they're down a little lower. So let's try it. Let's just try it and see what it looks like. So we'll flip that around. Make sure it's butted up against there. Yeah, right there. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I like that better. And I think that's even a little more accurate, too, from how the ship's actually built. Good. That's good. I'm happy with that. So, let's see. How many blocks do we have left? We have 118, 442. So maybe what we'll do is, as far as the fuselage itself goes, let's actually walk into the ship. We don't really have too many more blocks we have to put down for the fuselage itself. And let's remove this for the moment so we can actually see what's going on in here. So we're going to have to take that block out. Yeah, let's take that block out in order to get down in here. So we have quite a bit of space in here, but we are going to need quite a bit of machinery to make this all work, though, too. We're going to need multiple fuel tanks, multiple generators, lots of cargo space. I don't know if those are really necessary, or if we do that, let's at least do this. Just messing around with something here. And then we could put a window on top of here. But again, we're going to switch this around to the hardened variety. Kind of sounds like garden variety, only it's hardened variety. I know. Getting a little rummy here, aren't I? All right, cool guys. Well, I think that I think this is coming along pretty well. Of course, we have to, you know, consider thruster replacement and all that. Let's do a little bit of work up here. I'm taking all of this out, this stuff out, because like I mentioned, this is going to be a compartment back here that we're going to put the guns and that sort of thing in. So let's remove this layer of blocks and this layer of blocks. I think we'll take these out too. Now, why couldn't I get down there? Okay, that might have to go the other direction then, I guess. The other thing we could maybe do is put a ramp there. Or a stairs. Do we even have stairs? I think for now what I'll do though is I'll keep the glass there. But we'll flip it the other way, because I think that's what's preventing me from walking right down there. Yeah. And the reason why I want this specific spot to be there, because I'm actually going to put stuff on both sides of this, so there's only going to be one little cubby to get down in here. But we're going to place the guns here, and then we'll place ammo crates around the guns, and probably put an extra fuel tank down here, and probably a couple of RCSs. I'm curious to see, figure out how much heat the generator, puts out. Because the idea is I want to have, one or two Jennies in the front of the ship, and then one or two, more towards the back, just so they're not all in the same place. So we have a little bit of redundancy built in. So what do we have for components? We have RCSs, which can really go anywhere. We've got the warp tank. This is not the right generator. That's a base generator. I guess you can only have 4 to a stack on those. Okay. We're going to need a bunch of O2 tanks as well. And these are going to be maneuvering thrusters. So we'll have to make a bunch more of those too. So really, other than, like I said, trying to have a little bit of redundancy built in, we could put stuff just about anywhere we wanted to inside of here. I want to try an experiment though. Let's pop back up here. And we're going to put this Jenny down. We'll just put it right there for the moment. And I want to see how much heat this thing generates. Well, shit. If I turn that on, though, the thruster's going to push us off the dock. It might, huh? All right, we might need to wait on that until we have some more thrusters in place. Because if I start this thing up right now with these 3 big thrusters in the back and nothing else, it's going to go ping and push us right forward into the lake. Which would be funny and frustrating as hell. You know what I could do is I could take these back off, actually, temporarily. Let's just do that. They're easy enough to place. I say that after it took me forever to get them in the right position. But I want to figure out, you know, how hot these generators are going to get, because it's going to affect where we place stuff. Oh, come on. Wait for the jetpack to recharge and pop in there. Okay. So let's turn the ship on. So we are 68 degrees. It's bumping up to 122, which is not like going to kill us, but it is warm for sure. Okay. What if we do this? Let's take all of the fuel out of here. How the hell do I do that? I have to actually put in an amount. Okay. What if we put the Ginny under here? And let's lay it down. Let's enclose it in with glass. And I'll just put the fuel tank anywhere for now. Not too worried about where it is. Okay, now we'll turn the ship on. And we're 69 degrees Fahrenheit. If we jump up here, still pretty much staying at 69. So that's a possibility. We could put our Jennies down under the floor here. And they're still, because these blocks I'm standing on are, you know, pointing upwards, we could do a double stack of, you know, so we could, like, for example, put the Jennies down and then put the fuel tanks on top of them, kind of idea. And it doesn't appear like it's going to affect temperature, as long as they're enclosed inside of there. So that's good to know, because that's kind of what this little, you know, compartment underneath is supposed to be for, is for us to put, you know, some of the components, the stuff that we want more towards the front of the ship instead of the back. Let's go actually, speaking of the front of the ship, let's go actually look at it for a second. So this of course will look a lot more pronounced at night, but you see how that's lighting up red now that we have power, to kind of give it that you know, red effect that the radar actually has. And I'm going to put a couple of lights in there too, and then color them red to enhance that even further. Okay. Let's hop into the cockpit too, and just see what it looks like from in here. So this is not going to be the kind of ship that you're going to spend a whole lot of time in the first-person view when you're flying it, just because, you know, you can't really see a whole lot. That's why I chose this cockpit too, because it's probably the least obstructive cockpit while still giving you that extra layer of a closed cockpit as opposed to an open one. But, you know, even with that, you're still, you know, pretty limited to what you can see out these, you know, pretty narrow windows. So, you know, we'll mostly be spending our time in third-person view when we're flying around on the ship. And then it pops you right out the back, so that works out pretty good. Okay, so let's shut it off. And there's really two ways we could go right now at this stage in this build. We could start putting together the fuselage and getting all the components in. Or we could start working on the wings. And I'm thinking, because I don't have everything made up anyways that I need to make up, I think let's go ahead and start doing the wings until we run out of blocks. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to have enough blocks. In fact, I'm absolutely sure I'm not going to have enough blocks to finish out these wings. Because here's the thing, guys. The wings on this ship are twice as long as the fuselage. Okay? So, and they even come, they come back a little bit this way, and then they come around and they curve way, way the hell out here, and then come to a point way in front of the ship. Take a look at the link that I posted down there in the chat if you haven't already, to see what the actual raider looks like, and you'll get an idea of what we're trying to accomplish here. But I'm happy, how it's coming together so far. And I want to put our big engines back in place too, for the moment. Is that right? Yep. That's where I want that to go. And that one goes there. And then this one goes inside here. Got to get it shoved all the way back in there. I think that's right. Yep. Okay. So, let's do these wings. Let's get our symmetry plane put back in place. Test it, make sure it's actually going to do the right thing, which it looks like it is. And we'll get started on the wings. So we'll just get as much done as we can with the remaining hardened steel blocks. And then I'm going to have to start taking some POIs apart. And or, figure out a way to get some Sathium. Which is going to be very difficult. In fact, I think really the only way I can get Sathium while I'm on Akua and in Akua's orbit is through, POIs. Because there are no natural deposits around here. Here we go. It's wing time. And we're just going to work for now in just the normal size blocks, and we'll worry about the curves and all that stuff later. So what I'll probably end up doing is putting, well, actually, no, let's do this. Let's see, bring this out even more. I'm not going to leave these blocks here, ultimately, but I'm just going to keep them there for now while I'm, kind of trying to figure out the contour of all this. Because what happens is these wings come back. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. They come back a little ways, and then they start to curve around. And I'm thinking that's probably about as far back as they will come back. So we'll bring this out to here. Oh, why didn't that copy over here? Oh, it did. Never mind. It did. I was just looking at the wrong thing. Let's pop that in there for now. So probably let's go out one more. Let's go out one more. And then it's at this point that the wings will start to curve back around the other direction. Right? And I'm kind of thinking maybe we'll do something like that. And maybe take that one out. It's gonna be, it's ultimately it's gonna be a little more rounded than what you're seeing here. I might even no, I don't like that. But what if we do something more like this though? Yeah, that's a little more like it, I think. Because it's obviously not going to be a perfect... We're missing a piece here, right? Nope, not there. Just the way the curvature is of it. Whoop. There, I think that's correct. So then it comes here, and then it starts to curve back around this way. So the question that I need to ask myself is, how much wider do we want to come out this direction? As it starts to curve back around, you know? I think that's on the right track. That's going to always, again, like, be trimmed up and fine-tuned later. Yeah, let's keep running with this. Let's keep running with this. Take that off there. Get a little bit more of a bird's eye view. A drone's eye view. Okay, let's add the next layer. Yeah, I think we'll just keep going like this. At some point, though, we're going to have to start doing a sharper angle as it curves around. I think we're getting close. Let's go out another block this way. Yeah, we are very quickly running out of blocks here. Thinking even another one. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll start to bring it in like so. Let's make sure this other side is behaving and doing the same thing. It looks like it is. Okay, so I'm gonna fill this in. we might need to round this off a little more. Whoops. So let's pop some blocks in there. Yeah, I like that better. I think that works a little better. Okay, now let's skip 3 blocks and do another layer this way, because we're probably about as wide as we're gonna get. Maybe one more 3 block out this way. And then what's gonna happen, that's pretty close, I think. That's pretty close. So then what's gonna happen is we're gonna start bringing these straight for a little bit, and then we're gonna start kind of curving them in, and they're gonna come all the way out here, basically to a point. And the wings should be approximately twice the length of the fuselage when it's all said and done. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how it's turning out so far, guys. Other than a few more things that I've placed inside of the fuselage and a little bit more work on the wings, this is about as far as I've gotten on this in the prototype that I've made in creative mode. So this is gonna be a cool ship when it's done. I'm excited. I think it's gonna look really cool. But we're out of blocks. So what that means is, and we're pretty much out of time too. I got to start another stream up around 2 o'clock this afternoon. I'm going to play some 7 Days to Die with some friends of mine, multiplayer, on the War of the Walkers mod. And so since we are out of blocks, I think this is probably a good place for us to wrap up the stream for today. So what's coming up is I'm going to do... I'm going to go, tear some POIs apart and to get some more material. Sathium, more than anything else, is Sathium that we need because we're completely out of it, and you have to have that to make the hardened blocks. So that'll be next on the agenda for Empyrion. We'll take some POIs apart to get some more materials. And if that's still just, going too slow, we might go ahead and just, build this thing enough to make it space-worthy. And then, actually start using it to go to some of the alien planets so we can actually get Sathium to finish out the build. Speaking of which, too, let me make sure that I save this on the workshop as it is now. So we're going to call this Raider version... I'm going to call this Raider B because version 1. Because these were like the original ones that I experimented with in in creative mode. But we're going to call this one B because this is the actual one that we're building. So we'll save that. So that way, if something screws up or we take it up into space and it gets blown up, we can start over from this point. Okay? So yeah, join me if you want to at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for some 7 Days to Die on the War of the Walkers mod multiplayer with some friends of mine. Later this evening, I don't know the exact time, but it'll definitely be in the evening Mountain Standard Time, 6, 7, 8-ish o'clock or so. I'm going to be doing some co-op Ghost Recon Wildlands again, and maybe some 4v4 PvP if we can get a full team going. So that's what's on the docket for the rest of today for the old guy. Then take a look at my schedule on my Twitch page on the profile to see when I stream. And I'm trying my very best, guys, to stick with that schedule and stick with those times. I can't always do that because of real life, but for the most part, I am trying to do that and stick with that schedule. And just really glad to have you guys come and hang out with me today. Those of you who gave me the follows, I super appreciate it. They're very awesome that you did that. And also know that I have a YouTube channel, and I post weekly videos to that, both on 7 Days to Die, where I play the game on insane difficulty with the zombies always run setting, even in the daytime. I post YouTube videos for Empyrion as well, and I play Ghost Recon. So those are the three games that I'm actively, doing videos and streams on. So stop by and check out my YouTube channel. If you like what you see, leave a subscribe there. Subscribe. I also have my Discord channel posted down in the profile section. You guys are all welcome to come and join up on Discord, and then you can chat with me and everybody else there, the community, during the daytime. And I think that's about it. So thanks again, guys. Have a great rest of your Saturday, and I will see you at 2 o'clock Mountain Standard Time if you come back and join me. Otherwise, I'll see you the next time around. Take care.